Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I am Just V, and today I am going to be talking about online English teaching opportunities for Zimbabwean nationals and others who come from countries that are considered non-native English speaking. And so first I will start with a world map. You can see some colors are highlighted in dark blue and others in light blue. The countries that are in dark blue are the ones that are considered as native English speaking countries, and the ones that are in light blue are considered as non-native English speaking countries. I do think that the concept of native and non-native English speaker is highly debatable, but that is a topic for another day. And so I'll start with the first platform that I know that definitely hires Zimbabweans and other non-native English speakers, which is Engoo. It used to be called Bibo Global Opportunity, but it has since changed its name. And they hire teachers from more than 70 countries worldwide, as you can see on their page over here. They offer a fairly flexible schedule in that you can work as much or as little as you want. This is a work from home opportunity. They provide a stress-free teaching opportunity, and it really is stress-free in the sense that they provide materials on the platform that you will use to be teaching students. And so I want to talk a little bit about the application process. It's very simple. First, you need to register, create an online profile, fill it out with your personal details, such as your name and nationality. And then after that, you've got to do an English test and an internet connection test. And basically, the internet connection test is just to see how strong your internet connection is. And the English test is very basic. They want to know that you can understand and explain basic grammar concepts, such as past tense, future tense, simple present tense, etc. Okay, so that is the basic thing. Okay. And I also just want to add that I used to work for this platform a couple of years ago. And in my English test, they asked me very basic questions like, how would you explain the difference between read and read? And I think they also asked me, how would you explain what a ceiling is to a second language learner? Okay, so those are the kind of questions they will ask you at this stage. They will also ask you, how do you control a classroom, or how do you control rowdy students? You know, such kind of questions. And so, for this part, what I would just recommend is doing a Google search to search for the types of questions that they usually ask at this part of the application process. Okay. And so, should you pass your internet connection test and English test, you then move on to the training part. So they send you training materials that you have to go through, and you have to prepare for a demo lesson, which you will do. If you complete, the demo lesson successfully, then you can start teaching. Okay, so these are the steps in which you can apply for a teaching position with Engoo. And now, a common question, I suppose, will be about the requirements. You can see at the bottom here, you have to be at least 18 years old, be proficient in English. And when we say be proficient in English, we just basically mean be comfortable with speaking in English, be able to have a conversation in the language, have a headset and webcam, laptop and desktop, of course. Well, one or the other, and have high-speed internet connection. Okay. And then I will move on to the next page. So you can see here, this is the application page. I'll just go back a little bit. So if you click on the Start Teaching button, it will lead you to this page. And you can see here that it is a four-step process. Okay. So first, you have got to complete the registration. Okay. So the first step is complete the registration. Then you move on to a video test. You move on to a language test. And should you pass all of these stages, then you are done and you can start teaching. So you will start by filling out your application details. So in my case here, I've put my country of residence as Zimbabwe. My nationality is Zimbabwe. First name Just, last name V. Oh, and my email address. So just ignore this because this is my personal email address and I do not want anybody emailing me on my personal email address, please. Okay. Okay. And so then that leaves us, yeah, we've completed basically this part of the application process. Okay. And then I'll lead you to their teaching page. So here, actually, sorry, not the teaching page, but the tutors page. So here you can see that there are many tutors from different countries. Here we can see some tutors from South Africa. We can see Nya from Zimbabwe. We also see Pamela MK. We see Myers and yeah, a few people from Zimbabwe. We see Aaron from Botswana. Okay, Natalie from Zimbabwe. And you can basically search to see the teachers that are from different countries. So if we check the search page, we can basically filter it down. So let's look for teachers from Zimbabwe specifically. Okay. Let's customize our search. So we want to search for teachers from Zimbabwe. Actually, let's say teachers from Zimbabwe, Botswana, and South Africa, for example. Okay, where's Botswana? Botswana, Zimbabwe. Let's add Namibia. Let's add Zambia. Let's add Malawi. Let's add Eswatini. You can see all the countries which they hire from in Africa. And so let's search. Let's see who we find. Okay, and we can see pages still loading. Okay, we see many teachers from different parts of the continent. So we've got a teacher here from Namibia. We've got teachers from Malawi, teachers from Zambia, teachers from Zimbabwe, teacher from Eswatini, teachers from Botswana. Okay, and the whole point of this is just to show you that this platform does hire people from countries that are considered non-native English speaking. Okay, and something important that I need to point out here is that the hourly rates, unfortunately, are different and they pay according to your nationality and not according to your ability, which again, I think is really silly, but is the reality of the industry. Okay, so if you come from a native English speaking country, then your hourly rate will be $10 an hour. Okay. If you come from South Africa, the last time I checked, I heard they were paying $6 an hour. South Africans are considered native speakers of English, which again, I don't understand, but it's the reality, okay? And for the rest of us who are considered non-native speakers of English, we get paid anything from $2.40 to $2.80 per hour. Okay, which is not great, but if you are looking to get your foot in the door, then this is one of those platforms that's really easy to get into and it's a great start. Okay. All right, and so moving on, let's go to the next platform. There is EF. Okay, EF, which I think is really amazing. I think it's amazing because they hire based on ability and not based on nationality. Okay, and the hourly rate is the same for everyone, regardless of where you come from. However, for this platform, if you want to get hired, they typically require you to have some experience, which is why, again, I said platforms like Engoo and a few others that I will mention are a great place to start. Okay. Okay, so EF, which stands for English Live or English First, is one of those platforms where you teach English from home. You teach whatever time suits you, so you can work as much or as little as you want on the platform. And I really like the part where it says finance your passion, because I think they pay a decent amount. As I mentioned earlier on, they don't pay according to nationality, but according to your skills. And so Here we can see a picture of the dashboard. This is one of the dashboards that you will be working with if you get hired. Okay, but I'm not going to go into that. Okay, so let's look at the next page. Now, this is the interesting part for most people. Let's talk about the money. Let's talk about the money, honey. Okay. Okay, so they offer a base rate of 10 US dollars an hour. Okay, and it says here, with opportunities for fee increases. So they don't explicitly state what those fee increases are on this page, but what I can tell you is that the base rate is $10 an hour. Okay. And then they've got certain incentives that they need you to meet in a month. And if you meet those incentives, then you get paid up to an extra $3. Okay. So in total, if you meet those incentives each month, you can expect to get paid an hourly rate of up to $13 an hour. Okay. And this is in the first year that you are with the platform. Should you stay with the platform for another year, then your base rate goes up to $11 an hour. Okay. And so again, if you meet the incentives for the month, then you could be getting up to $14 an hour. Okay. And as I said before, this is a really, really good platform. And other incentives, if you speak other languages fluently, French, German, Russian, Portuguese, Chinese, etc., you do get extra money for that. We can see here, it says that if you are a bilingual speaker, you get an extra $2. But however, the rate is different depending on your, it basically depends on your, it depends on the language that you speak, right? So let's say you speak Portuguese, right? I think Portuguese is the highest paying one. You get an extra $4 an hour. Okay, so if you speak Portuguese, you have the potential to make $18 an hour. Okay, let's say for argument's sake, you speak Portuguese and you speak French. Okay, so you have the potential then to make $20 an hour. Okay, although I think it's really rare to find someone who can speak all these languages proficiently. Okay, if you speak German, that's another $2 an hour. So let's say for argument's sake, you spoke Portuguese, French, and German. You could potentially make $20 an hour. That sounds like a great deal to me. I don't know about you, but if there was ever a reason for you to learn how to speak another language fluently, for me, this would definitely be it. Okay. All right, and then let's scroll down further. So again, using the base rate, if you worked 40 hours a week, you could potentially earn about $1,654 an hour. Bear in mind, this is based on the base rate of $10 an hour. And so if you are, hitting your targets every month and meeting the incentives and you're earning $13 an hour, you can very easily make more than 2,000 US dollars a month. And many teachers who work on the platform free or like full time make $2,000 and beyond. Okay, so yeah, for me, EF is amazing. But as I said, you do need to have experience to be able to get onto this platform. It wouldn't be very easy to get onto this platform as a beginner. And then another important thing to note about EF is that if you are living or residing in South Africa, you cannot apply to work for the freelance worldwide team. You have to apply for one of the teaching centers in South Africa, and the hourly rates are different. They're not the same for the freelance worldwide center. Okay, so something important to note. And if you are a Zimbabwean living in South Africa, well, make sure you've got all the correct documentation to be living and working in South Africa in order to be able to work on this platform. Okay, next, let's just take a look at the application page very quickly. So you've got to fill out some basic information. So your name, your contact details, your teaching location, your nationality. And then next, just mention your highest level of education. In my case, I have a bachelor's. Mention any other languages that you speak fluently. They've got, all those languages that I was speaking about earlier, French, German, Portuguese, etc. So Shona is not relevant here. So next. And then talk about your teaching experience. Do you have an ESL certificate? So you've got a list to choose from here. I have a TOEFL 120 hour certificate, okay, which is usually what you should get if you want to teach English online. How many years of teaching experience do you have? In my case, I have about 6 years of experience, so I have clicked the 5 to 8 year bracket. And next, I have teaching experience in these fields. Select the relevant ones. In my case, I've got online teaching experience, English as a second language experience, and other teaching experience. Okay. And then next, just mention how you heard about EF. In this case, you can click on social media, or if you want to refer me, you can type my full name. So referred by Vimbai, Parafin. Yes, my surname is funny. But yeah, you can choose how you heard about this opportunity. And then next, you've got to upload your documents. So upload your CV, your degree certificate, and your teaching certificate. And then you submit your application. Okay. All right. And so I didn't put my full details. So when you've submitted your application, it looks like this. Then another platform that hires Zimbos and other such nationalities is SkyEng. We can see here that you can earn between 400 and 600 US dollars an hour. Okay, and the application process, just fill in your details here, your name, your email, your phone number, and click on apply. So just to check it out quickly, let's put just V. Okay, I'm going to put a bogus email, which is 123, okay, 123 at gmail.com. Okay, and a bogus telephone number, +263, blah, 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 blah. Okay, apply for SkyEng. Let's see what happens. Okay, well, please enter a valid email address. Let's say just V2. Let's click on that button again. And okay, the page is loading. Let's see where it takes us. Okay, so here you can see the application process. So for 20 minutes, tell them about yourself. Record answers to 4 questions. After 1 hour, get to know the platform. After 1 hour, have an individual interview. And then after 1 hour, complete your profile. Okay, so this is how you start the application process. So I'm going to go back to that page just so I can talk about it a little more. Okay, however, on this platform, you cannot work as little or as much as you want. Here it says if your workload is 20 hours a week, you will be paid $400 to $600. I got an offer on this platform some time ago, and I wasn't really happy with it because I think they reduced their rates. And when I got an offer with this platform, I was told that you need to work for a minimum of 15 hours a week, which is not much. Okay, but sometimes if you've got other things that you do with your life, 15 hours can be a lot. And I also just don't like the fact that they kind of want to tell you how much you should and shouldn't work. I like to have full control of that. So I like platforms like EF and Engoo because they give me the flexibility to choose how much or how little I want to work. And so in the past, I have a friend whose sister was working on the platform and she was getting paid $7 an hour. Okay, and I'm talking about a fellow Zimbo. Okay, and when I applied for this platform, I got offered $4 an hour. And I saw again, I really wasn't I wasn't happy with it. And so I just decided not to proceed with this platform. Okay, but as I said, if you are looking to get your foot in the door, then this is another place that is great to start. And if you're looking for extra income, it's another decent place to start. Okay, then next we've got Lingoda. Lingoda is similar to EF. I'm not 100% sure what the hourly rates are here, but from my search online, it looks like the hourly rate is in between and $13 an hour. Okay, so between $8 to $13 an hour. Okay, and again, they do hire from all over the world. I've met teachers, French teachers from different parts of Africa, from Togo, from the DRC, and so forth and so on. So this is definitely a platform that hires those of us who are considered non-native speakers. Yeah, but anyway, I don't want to go into that too much. Let's take a look at the application page. Okay, so here you've got to first fill out your personal information. So the language that you want to teach, English, French, Spanish, German. Okay. Then after that, you upload, you put in your name, you put in your name details, choose a picture to upload, fill out your contact information, fill out your experience information as well. You've got to highlight your fluency level. So if you consider yourself a fluent speaker, then you must click C1 or C2 or native. Okay. In my case, I consider myself a native speaker, so I would definitely click on native. Okay. Upload your teaching or language certificate. Then you've got to do an internet speed test. You can click on speedtest.net. So let's do a quick speed test for myself. Let's see what my internet speed is looking like. And so we wait and we wait and we wait and we wait. Let's see what the upload and download speeds are looking like. It's taking forever. Okay, so the download speed is 15.75. So I would just copy that. Okay, let's wait for the upload speed. Let's wait for the upload speed. Okay, the upload speed is 18.63. So I would take that information. Okay, so download speed is 15.72. Upload speed is 18.63. Okay, and the ping MS is 24. Okay. Okay, so this is the information that you want to copy and paste into this part of the application. Okay. Next, you put in the teaching hours. How many hours can you teach per week? In my case, this is what I do for a living full time. So I would choose 20 plus hours. But again, you click according to your needs and your availability. And then finally, you've got to mention how you heard about this platform. Okay, YouTube, Indeed, Instagram, LinkedIn, other. Okay, other than, in this case, I would say from a YouTube channel. Or I don't know, whatever you want to fill in, because the option for YouTube is there already. So next, why do you want to become a teacher with Lingoda? You've got to think about your application again, and then after that, attach your CV, your CD, attach your CV in PDF form and continue with your application. Okay. Next, another platform that I know that hires. I don't know too many people who work on this platform, but I do know they hire is Open English. And now their students are mainly based in Latin America. Here you can see it says they have a flexible schedule, lesson plans are already done, you meet students from all over the world, etc., etc., etc. Okay, let's go to the application page. So first, they just give you a little bit of information about the platform. Okay, next. Yeah, just a moment. Okay, so they tell you some more information about the platform again. More information about the platform. They tell you more information about the classroom experience. Okay, getting started, just some important things to note. Make sure that you have a microphone. You'll be asked to record a short voice sample. And documentation required for the upload are a resume or a CV, a diploma or a degree, a TOEFL or a TOEFL certificate if applicable. In other words, if you have one. Okay, other information, you'll be asked to take a speed test for your internet connection. This is just a standard thing for all the online teaching platforms. A brief grammar quiz is included. So again, brush up on basic grammar, and you'll be asked to enter your availability for teaching. This can be updated at a later date. Okay, next, applicant personal information. So fill in your personal information. I am just V, okay, and justv2@gmail.com. This is not my email address, by the way. Okay, and then you've got to fill out the rest of the information. You must be at least 18 years of age. Have you been outside of the US for the last 90 days or more? Will you be outside of the US for 180 days or more, etc., etc. So I'm not really sure. It looks like they are looking for people who are more US based, but again, it's just worth trying to apply. Okay, worth trying to apply for. Then there's Native Camp, which, as we can see right now, is having their regular maintenance at the moment, which they have every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 10:50 p.m. Africa Harare time. But just for your reference, you can take a look at Native Camp. This platform I know hires from Zimbabwe, Botswana, South Africa, Japan, wherever you come from, they definitely hire as long as you can prove your English speaking abilities. The pay rate for those of us, again, who are considered non-native is not great, but if you are looking to get your foot into the door, this is another great place to start. Then there is italki. Italki is a little different from the other platforms that I have just mentioned in that they do not provide lesson plans and teaching materials. You have to provide your own materials on this platform. So how do I apply? Submit an application on italki, teachitalki.com. Okay. Complete the following onboarding process within 15 calendar days upon receiving a pre-approval email. Okay, and then you can just read through some of the tips for applying at italki. Okay, so get paid to help others learn a language. Okay, complete your application. Click on the button to complete and edit your application. Okay, so let's just take a look at that to see what exactly that entails. So before starting, check the following information. We recommend that you read everything in detail. Once you have all the answers and material you need, you can start your application. Okay, so fill out details about your language. Check to see if the language is open. So let's check the list. Okay, so let's see. From the 22nd to the 28th of January, the following languages are open or closed. So English closed. Whether you are a professional teacher or a community teacher, these languages are closed. Okay, so you've just got to check regularly to see if applications for the language you want to teach are open. Okay, so Catalan, Cebuano, Czech, Dutch, Filipino, Tagalog, Greek, Hausa, well, not Hausa, Hebrew, Hindi, Hungarian, these languages are open. Norwegian, Persian, Polish, Russian, Serbian, Swedish, Thai, Turkish, Ukrainian, Urdu. Okay, tongue twister, guys, tongue twister. Okay, forget Urdu, but Ukrainian, these languages are open and the others are closed. So you've got to check on a regular basis to see if the language you want to teach is open. Okay, here we can see English at the moment. French and German, unfortunately, are closed. So you've just got to come back and check to see when it's open. Okay. Then you've got to select what kind of teacher you are, professional teacher or community teacher. If you are a professional teacher, you have professional teaching qualifications. If you are a community teacher, you don't have any teacher qualifications or any teaching certifications. And so let's see which teachers from Zimbabwe are available on the platform. We can see English with Z. We can see Rundi, IELTS, Shalom, ZAZW, Teddy, Teacher Tatenda, Callisto, Lisa, Mufaro, Teacher Maureen, Norma, Teacher Uni, Sanele, Patson, Hazel, Audrey Dumbura, English with Sarah, Diana, Jeffrey, Miss Trey, Elizabeth Kakai, Anisuishe, Nikita, Campbell, Tati, Esther Anaman, Mati, Pauline Yokai. Okay, so these are all the teachers from Zimbabwe that are available on the italki platform. Okay, let's just take a look to see if we can find teachers from other countries. Let's look at teachers from Botswana. Okay, you may hear me mentioning Botswana quite a bit because I grew up in Botswana. Okay, Botswana is my other home. Well, it was my other home. Okay, so let's see which teachers from Botswana we have. There's teacher Ntabi, Abigail, Bridget, Bomolelo, Tabo, Luisa, Yolanda, Bame, Teddy, Laone, Kay, Oiun, Lewa, Koki, Danielle, Roberta, Tina, Tilisani, G, Dudu, Tumi, Jiski, Mana. Okay, you can see there are lots of different teachers from Botswana. And something important to note here is you set your own hourly rate. So you can see some teachers are offering classes for $7 an hour, $5 an hour, $15 an hour. And typically when you start, it's advised to set your rates at a little bit lower until you've got a steady flow of students. Preply is another platform that's similar to italki. You basically set your own rate. Okay, here it says tutors charge between $15 and $25 an hour, but honestly speaking, tutors charge less than that because there's a lot of competition for students on the platform. Okay, you teach anywhere, etc. Very similar to italki. Okay, so here let's take a look at the teachers from Zimbabwe. We've got Chido, who's charging $6 an hour. Ernest, who's charging $3 an hour. Norma, $5 an hour. Lydia, $3 an hour. Nyasha, $8 an hour. Blessing, $4 an hour. Fungai, $5 an hour. Sharon, $6 an hour. Samir, $7 an hour. Aaron, $3 an hour, and so forth and so on. I think you get the gist at this point in time. CafeTalk, again, similar to italki and Preply, this is predominantly a Japanese platform. So most of the students on this platform will be from Japan. But unlike italki and Preply, on this platform, you can teach a wide variety of subjects. So not just English, so you can teach things about language, music, fitness, art and design, business, spirituality, IT and programming, kids things. You know, there's a various range of things that you can teach on this platform. Okay. Lessons are delivered via Skype or Zoom. And you can see here that they've listed the payments in Japanese yen. So you've got to calculate to see what that translates to in US dollars or whatever currency you're using. What I like about this platform, same as italki, I'm not sure about Preply, but same as italki's payments are made via Payoneer or PayPal. And the reason why I mention this is because Payoneer is Zimbabwe friendly. Okay, PayPal is not Zimbabwe friendly. So if you have a PayPal account, you can send money out to other countries, but you cannot receive income. You cannot receive payments into PayPal. It's nonsense. I don't know how else to say it. It's nonsense. Okay, I don't know if it is related to sanctions or I don't know. I don't know what it is. So if you are living in Zimbabwe, you definitely want to find a platform that pays via Payoneer because it is Zimbabwe friendly. Okay, so Engoo, EF, definitely pay via Payoneer. italki, in this case, CafeTalk. Preply, I'm not sure. You'll have to find out. Okay. Okay, and so let's just take a look to see what you can teach. Again, language, music, art and design, hobbies, business, etc., etc., etc. Okay. And then let's just take a look at some of the tutors you can find. So on this page, I'm looking at tutors who live in Thailand specifically. So we've got teacher Trent from Thailand, Brian from America in Thailand. We've got Liston G, my guy from Zimbabwe, living and working in Thailand. The reason why I want to just highlight this is because I have spoken with Liston before. He lives in Thailand. He's based there permanently or till further notice. And as you can see here, he's had 606 lessons. He has 100 students. And his lessons are offered via Skype. Okay, so let's take a look at Liston's profile. Okay, so we can see here he's one of the popular teachers on the profile. He's put a video together to present himself. Okay, etc., etc. So you can see the various information about Liston on his profile over here. Okay. Again, I'm just showing you this just so that you can see that this is an option that is available for those of us with Zimbabwean citizenship or other similar citizenships. Then there is iTutor Group. I know someone who used to work on this platform, but at the moment, I don't know if they still hire people from Zimbabwe or not. But if you take a look at the page, you can see what they're looking for. So they have students of all levels. They are looking for people with the following accents: native North American, native UK, native Australian or New Zealand, native Ireland, native South Africa, or non-native neutral. Basic requirements: must have a bachelor's degree. Teaching experience is preferred. So again, this is another one of those platforms where you do need to have teaching experience prior before you apply for this platform. Have an ESL or TEFL certificate or be willing to at least obtain one, and teach 5 peak hours. So here we see the base rate or the base salary is between $3 and $18 an hour. And it says here, iTutor Group determines salary based on candidate's location. For more information, read the full description below. And so, you know, with things like this, they are not exactly being transparent about the hourly rate. And so, you know, on these kinds of sites, typically, if you are from a country that's considered non-native, you get paid a lower rate. Okay. And if you come from a country that is considered native, then you get a higher rate. And a lot of these platforms really don't care how well you speak English, or they don't really care, you know, how confident you are. It's really just about where you come from in the Uganda. And there's no other way to put it. So yeah, that is basically it. So you can see here fixed rate versus base rate plus bonus. Candidates from US, UK, Canada, the total earnings per session is a fixed rate. Candidates from the rest of the world, the total earning per session is a base hourly rate plus a bonus. So here you can see they definitely pay differently. Here it says, depending on your teaching experience and qualifications, the pay rate can be up to $24 an hour. Okay. However, there's a catch. Fixed rates or fixed rate only applies to candidates from USA, UK, Canada. Others are still subject to dynamic rate, base rate plus bonus. Okay, again, they don't tell you exactly how much they are paying, so don't expect too much. If you do get a good rate, great. But if not, again, don't be surprised. Okay. Then there is Cambly. I know someone who once taught on the platform, but again, I don't really know how open they are to Zimbabweans and other nationalities. Just try your luck. You get paid weekly. I know they pay through PayPal, which is a stumbling block if you are from Zimbabwe, unless you know someone who is able to get around that. Okay. So there's Cambly. I won't say too much about Cambly. So the application page, I usually just like to sign up with Google. It's easier for me. Or you can create an account and get started with the application process. Then there is Dave's ESL Cafe. Okay, so let me just go to the main page first. So Dave's ESL Cafe basically offers, they have teaching posts. They have posts for international jobs in Korea, China, and other parts of Asia. Okay, so for the purposes of this video today, we just want to focus on online teaching jobs. So I'm going to click on the international board, and then I'm going to put search. I'm going to put online in the search tab, and then we can see here a whole list of different online teaching jobs that are available. And you've got to go through each of them to, find out what the requirements are. So here we can see online ESL teacher wanted Lingo Ace. I clicked on Lingo Ace to see, well, before I clicked on it, let's click on it actually. Yeah, so I clicked on the tab to see what exactly it entails. So we can see some of the basic details here. They have one-on-one classes, 25 minutes or 55 minutes each. The curriculum provided by Lingo Ace and based on the CEFR framework. Teaching hours are teaching peak hours between 8 and midnight Beijing time on weekends. So you've got to check what that translates to in your location. Payment is between 10 and 20 US dollars an hour. The job type is contract, part-time, or flexible. Okay, so what are the qualifications? Must have a bachelor's degree or higher, at least 2 years of experience in teaching or tutoring, teaching certificates such as TESOL, etc. English must be the mother tongue language or C1 level. Again, this is the part where you can say you are a C1 level or a C2 level speaker. Okay, because again, even if you speak English fluently as a Zimbo, you may not be considered as a mother tongue speaker. Okay, and so application process, fill in an online application form, click on the page, pass the live demo, complete your profile, and sign your independent contractor service agreement. Okay, so here it takes us straight to the application page, but I'm not going to go into that. Here is the web page, so you can take a look at the web page to see what it's all about. This looks like it is a Chinese platform. Okay, and yeah, these are some of the things to look at. There are lots more. I'm not going to go through all of them. I think you can do that on your own. So just go to Dave's ESL Cafe and search for, either online or in-person classroom teaching jobs, whatever you are looking for. Okay. And then, Payoneer. I just want to talk a little bit about Payoneer again. So Payoneer is really the best option for receiving payment in Zimbabwe. So it's similar to PayPal, but as I've been mentioning a few times, it is Zimbabwe friendly. So you can receive payments onto the platform. It is a platform that's affiliated with the Bank of America. And so it's essentially an online bank. So you receive your money onto the platform. And then if you want to withdraw your money into your local bank account, you've got to make sure that you've got a Nostro bank account, particularly for Zimbabwe. You can open a Nostro account with FBC or Standard Bank. I think there are a few other banks that offer Nostro accounts, but for me, I use FBC, and that's how I receive my payment, and that's how I withdraw my money. Okay, so Payoneer is your get-to guy. Okay, so that's it for the first part of this video. I am going to be recording a second part, which talks about other online teaching options. But just to summarize, this one basically talks about the options that I am 100% sure of. Well, let's say 90% sure of, where you're likely to get an online teaching opportunity. And yeah, that's it for now. Yeah, nice to see you. See you in the next video. Bye.